Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. Today I want to show you my last recent project, which is a pure physical Impale Lacerate Berserk. And yeah, so the last time I was actually playing a Berserk was I think in 3.0. This was my league starter actually when I started playing Path of Exile. It was like a Nagahamo's Cyclone Berserk something. And the second time, and which was the last time, was with the Dark Pact Berserk, which was, I think, in 3.1 or something. And Lacerate is something I never really played. This is the first time playing Lacerate. The main reason for that is being Reef. I just think that Reef, especially Val Reef, is just better clear than Lacerate, actually, right? And if you can just like gem swap out like a Blade Flurry gem in your Reef setup, you're just gonna have insane DPS on top of that, right? But yeah, since GGG decided to release Celestial Lacerate effect, and whatever GGG brings with Celestial, I'm just going to test it and try it out, obviously. Same with the Celestial Blood and Sand Stance. I just have to go for it, you know? And this time around, since Berserk was always like one of the weakest ascendancies, period, like in 3.7, with those Berserk changes with like Blitz and stuff where you get like insane amounts of attack speed and it's now crit based, we're gonna have a lot of fun with this character, right? Just for, this is just like a typical, how should I call it, default gear, template gear, whatever, for any kind of physical Impale character, right? We have like Dictator's foils, like nothing too special here. Multi-modded, then we have like an Astral Plate with Maim, you know, all this kind of stuff that you actually use on any kind of, that we also used on the Cycloner, on the Tornado Shot, for example, you can use that. It's like a pretty default gear for any kind of stuff. So if I want to play Cyclone, I can pretty much just put away Lacerate, and then I just put in Cyclone and I'm fine, actually. There's always like Brutality, Fortify, Pulverize, all this typical generic melee fist stuff. I mean, in the other hand, Multi-Strike is probably something you wouldn't use in Cyclone, but in the other hand, like Impale support is super generic. Like just buy a gem, equip it, and have fun with it, right? Okay, for the map showcase, we're just going to run probably a Hydra map here. This is actually 20%. No, it's not. So let's just run this one. Although I'm not having a Headhunter equipped, let's just choose this one up a little bit more. 72, 69, 78. Come on, give me something good. 82. Let's give me something 90 plus. Give me something 90 plus, and hopefully without Fist Reflect. 97. No regen though. No regen is actually bad. I don't think I can sustain my Lacerate with no regen. I mean, we can just throw a Valorb on it. Hey, what's this? 133% Hydra. Yeah, let's choose this one up with this and that, and maybe a Sulfite Scarab. So we're gonna have the big juicy, and then we're gonna take like, I don't know, like Bloodlines, Domination. I don't know what is actually good here. Beyond Bloodlines, let's take Bloodlines. So this is actually a super hyper choose map here, right? And as I said, once you start killing the first monsters, you're gonna turn really fast here, right? So as you see, we're gonna just stack up our rage, and once the blitz stacks are in 20, which is now, we're just gonna have some insane amount of attack speed, which makes like leap slamming like, yeah, quite fast. And once, if you really feel too slow still, you can still just pop your Berserk once you have like your 50 stacks and get even more crazy, right? So let's pick up these here, move over here, pick that one here, and just let's try to find the monolith. As you see, it's a very smooth and fast mapper here, actually. We have Endurance Charge on kill, on Leap Slam. We have like power charges granting from our Assassin's Mark Ring. We also have Blood Rage that grants us our Frenzy charges. So we are basically having up the stacks pretty... Whoa, what is that? Hey, disco, party. Okay, let's find the monolith. As you see, leap slamming, this is actually getting way out of hand here. And this is not even a Headhunter gameplay. So imagine if you're having Headhunter on top of that. So let's just jump over here and just clear everything away here. And once we're done with clearing this monolith here, we're just gonna pop our Berserk and see how fast this will get, okay? So 3, 2, 1, Berserk procced, flasks. And let's just get like, I don't know, like 20, 30 attacks per second with the double slashes coming from the Lacerate. It's actually getting very, very ridiculously, and in terms of cast speed and stuff. God, I'm always scared when I'm opening Monolith on tier 16, because these guys, holy shit, they hurt. They hurt a lot. But I'm actually not even interested in loot, so I would say we're just gonna keep on going here. Now we're gonna go into Blood Stance here, popping Berserk, and let's see the boss DPS. I mean, yeah, I could have had 50 stacks. I just popped it in front of the Monolith, but you already saw boss DPS. He didn't even phase there, and we had like 133%. Do we actually have Monster Life? We have 25% increased Monster Life, Area of Effect, whatever this map, and you saw the DPS is just... it's like super good. Okay, let's watch the Uber Elder kill. This is actually the very, very sad part, because this character stayed deathless until level 91, and on the final encounter I did all Guardians, all Elder Guardians, like everything with this build, deathless. And then on the last encounter I said, like, now we're gonna do Uber Elder. If we're gonna make this deathless, we're just gonna stop this build. This is way too broken here, right? I'm gonna make the video. And this is where I died, and I was so frustrated and almost kind of feel a little bit depressed here. Okay, so let's check this one out here. Guys, we've come to the part where it will end. The hardcore, obviously, solo cell phone character will approach the Uber Elder. The last content. If I can do that, I call myself the master. The absolute master of destroying currency, but we know that already. So let's go. I have Yugul and Solaris. Let's go. Let's go. Easy clap. It's just Uber Elder. Hey, mbX, you've done this like several bazillion times. Will this character come to an end? This is going to be interesting. I think we're gonna keep with the sand stance here.
Exile, do something.
Good damage. Good damage. No, 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 no. Shit. No. Hey, good. Hey, easy. Why do I have to worry, dude? Just jump around, here a little bit, here a little bit. This character is almost a little bit too fast. I almost failed with jumping into the beam. Because this... Why do I just jump into the walls? Hey, I'm nervous, okay? I'm absolutely nervous. I wasn't born for this. Good damage. Good damage. I'm slowed. Wreck.
My mana is gone.
Well, your mana is gone. Your mana is... I tell you what your mana is. Okay, we're almost about to... Oh, God, that attack... Oh, no, 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 no! Oh! Oh! No! I did it! No! 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 My God, no! No!
Putrefy, rot, spoil, and fester.
Exile, do something.
Gaze into the abyss. Gaze into the abyss. Is gone.
Like, he did like 2 more animations, although he was already phased. Just Uber Elder things. That deserves a that deserves a Valorb, dude. That actually deserves a Valorb. Okay, you guys ready? Okay, what was it? Alright, very, very sad clip and... oh god. Oh god. Actually sad. Okay, bad character, bad showcase. But yeah, here we go. Let's talk about the build itself. As I said in the beginning, this is actually the pretty much usual dual wield crit impale archetype of build. Okay, so we're gonna start. There's actually nothing too fancy in this build, so nothing too much to explain about. If you want to know how Impale works, I made a video just for Impale, so you're gonna check this one out if you want to learn how this Impale works, so I don't have to explain it over here. So I would say let's go from top to bottom. I would say all this gear is self-crafted, okay? You see that I always add 30% and item sells much more to vendors for my tag. This is my basic, my self-craft tag. We have this on like every single rare item, so it's like my proof that I made it myself, right? Okay, so I wasn't too sure about the enchant. So since it's the first time Lacerate, there is like a couple. I think like area of effect, damage, critical strike chance for Lacerate, and flat physical damage for Lacerate once the enemy is bleeding, right? I wasn't too sure what to take. I was actually too lazy to actually check path of building what is the best helm enchant, so I went with the Blood Rage grants attack speed since I want to go really, really fast. So as soon as I have my Blood Rage on, I'm getting like so much attack speed because I also have like Blood Rage with enhanced support, which gives quality. So my Blood Rage currently gives me 38% increased attack speed, and this is a lot. This is actually a freaking lot here, right? So other than that, I used jacked and pristine fossils. I was actually a pretty lucky craft, I would say. This is just like life and the percentage life coming from the pristine fossil, and then I had the jacked fossil for this nearby enemies take 9% increased physical damage. I got this as a quadra tier 1 stat, and I slammed it for stun and block recovery. Yay! But still pretty decent helm. We have here Flesh and Stone, Maim support, Pride, and Enlighten support. The Maim support will actually support the Flesh and Stone, so you have over when you have like Flesh and Stone somewhere, here it is, you see that there is a small icon here. This means it's supported by it, right? And if we're in Blood Stance, which already gives us Maim, we are now getting the Maim like twice as much and the physical damage on top of that, right? So this like stacks with the actual Maim from the Flesh and Stone itself. Then we have for the foils, as I said, this is just like alt spammed Dictator's mods. Is like the physical accuracy hybrid, then just multi-modded for like increased physical damage, flat damage, attack speed, and crit quality. I have like 2 of those. I have here like cast damage taking, steel skin, and increased duration. On the other hand, we have Blood Rage, Enhance, and Berserk. Berserk also with equality because why not, you know? It's like a standalone gem here. This is something you can activate to get even more movement speed, more damage, less damage taking, more attack speed. So once you're like stacking up your rage stacks and then want a boss or something, you pop this Berserk and you get like insanely fast and the damage is just ridiculous. For the amulet here, just like life, flat physical damage, multi-modded for whatever you need, like resistance. If you're capped on resistance, go with like melee range and so on, because this is like a typical melee attack, so it scales like with the weapon range. Then for the chest, I choose to go with an Astral Plate. I spammed jacked and what was it? I think jacked and pristine as well. I still have like a bunch of those. Yeah, jacked and pristine. Like I have here a couple of resonators because like From the helm, I had some really nice gloves that I was using before. They could actually be one of the best gloves on the market, actually. So this is a craft that I got here. I was also like Quadra tier 1 with like tier 1 life, flat physical damage, the Elder mod weapon unarmed range plus the crafted, and I slammed the additional accuracy. So these gloves are probably one of the best gloves on the market right now for any kind of melee build. I checked it, the most have like just the weapon mod, just multi-modded, but in the end I decided, since I got this astral plate and I just had the maim and the base crit, and then I just multi-modded, so I had one open prefix, and I choose to go with the additional curse. So now we're running 2 curses. And that's the reason why I skipped these gloves here and just took some Tomb Fists with vulnerability on hit, which is actually way more damage than you can get with these here, okay? And they're also like 1-slotted, but we're gonna talk about the Tomb Fists later. So here I have Lacerate, Impale support, Multi-Strike, Brutality, Fortify, and Pulverize support. So we are having this really nice AoE in Sense Dance. There you go. Looks like pretty slashy here. For the rings, this is just melee damage, lightning resistance. Like, this is an Elder base, pretty expensive, but if you just take any kind, like if it's an Elder ring, right, doesn't have to be a steel ring, can be an iron ring, a resistance ring, a coral ring, like you get those for like 10 chaos. You can just like spam those with chaos or alterations and maybe get the melee damage like I did. I just got mine with like lightning resistance too. And just multi-modded them with flat physical and life, same as the other ring basically. The only difference here is, since I'm having the double curse here, right, I needed to have 2 curse setups. So I had this one over here as my second ring. So this one had melee damage lightning resistance, this one has melee damage fire resistance. So those were my 2 melee rings, but in the end 2 curses. Where should I put them? And I decided to go with one shaped ring here with the Assassin's Mark on hit, and also the gloves with the vulnerability. So we are having actually our 2 curses, right? If you don't want to run 2 curses, then just, yeah, craft like more life on it, like the hybrid life roll with the armor and stuff, to just get more life out of it, right? So as I said here, all these rare items are basically life, resistance, if possible, flat physical damage. Here I missed a lot of dexterity because the jeweled foils take up 212 dexterity, so you can wear them. And since we're mainly here in the Juggernaut strength area, it was kind of hard to get all the dex going to get this build running, so that's why I decided to roll the dex roll on top of that here. Alright, so these are the rings. As I said, one has the Elder mod is melee damage. You can take any kind of rare ring, just like life, resistance, flat physical damage, multi-mod something, whatever, right? Here the same, just with Assassin's Mark on hit, alt spamming until you get it, regal, annul it off, multi-mod for whatever you need. And the minus mana cost of skills is just something quality of life, right? So my Lacerate has like 27 mana cost, so it would actually be somewhere like plus 18, 70, 45, I think, 45 mana cost. And with this amount of attack speed, although we're using multi-strike, I can actually cast it quite often before I ran out of mana, just because the multi-strike will actually do 3 attacks with 1 mana cost, right? At least like 1 time the 27 mana cost here, right? But if you're not running multi-strike, you can imagine like once you're spamming your Lacerate, you're gonna get out of mana quite soon, and that's just why I took the minus mana cost of skills. Then let's keep on going with the Tomb Fists. So, Tomb Fists with vulnerability on hit, if you can afford it. You can take, as I said before those gloves, I was just running some spike gloves here. Doesn't have to be Elder, just spike gloves for the more melee damage than just life resistance, flat physical damage, whatever you can get on it. Maybe craft the melee weapon unarmed range for more area of effect. Or if you do it like I did with the Tomb Fists and get vulnerability on hit, they used to be like 3 to 4 exalts for the 1-slotted ones, okay? I don't really think, like, some people ask me on stream, why the hell do you buy Tomb Fists with 1 slot, okay? The reason for that is, what do we have? We have Murderer's Eye Jewel is Intimidate, and Searching Eye is Maim. Maim is something I don't need. Maim is actually just for slowing the enemy, okay? Only the Maim support here, or the level, like the main gem itself, they will actually give it a physical damage. Here on the Tomb Fist, if it's just enemies get maimed is just like slowing enemies, you know? So we can actually skip that. So the only thing I want to have here is Intimidate, because enemies that are intimidated, they get increased physical damage. So this is actually a damage buff here, right? And this is why I choose to go with the Murderer's Eye Jewel in here, just like multiplier life, physical damage, the typical thing here, right? I have here Leap Slam, Endurance Charge, Melee Stun, and Blood Magic to have some more mana free just for my Lacerate. I used to run this with a faster attacks, but with that amount of attack speed that we're running with this character, I don't think that the faster attacks is actually missing here, right? Like once we got our Blitz stacks and we get like 40% increased attack speed or something, it's like insanely fast. For the belt, typical life belt, I choose to go with an Elder belt with the increased life recovery rate, which counts both for like life leech and also for the life regen, just some more defense, right? And just like increased damage, multi-modded life, resistance, whatever I need. Same with the boots, they're just like chaos spam for movement speed and life, multi-modded for double resistance, and the hybrid life mod, so they have like 100 life here. The only thing I'm not too sure about that one, I was actually running a Quicksilver Flask instead of the Cinder Swallow Urn, because I'm just used to have like my Quicksilver Flask to move around and just kill stuff, right? So actually I have some better boots, or at least like for this character. I think I have them on my Pathfinder, I'm actually not too sure. Let me quickly check that. Yeah, these are. They are just like pristine fossil spammed, okay? Just for life and life hybrid. Because when you're using a movement skill to run around, like not these running boys that I actually play or often play, where you just have like a shitload of movement speed, Queen of the Force, where just running, you know. Once you have your first kill with your Lacerate and you're getting those blitz stacks and everything going, you're leap slamming around way more than you are actually running around. So you can basically just super skip all of this movement speed on this character. Because the leap slam will be like 3 times faster or 4 times faster than actually walking around with a Quicksilver Flask. Okay, here I have Blood and Sand, Dread Banner, Precision, and then Lighten support. Pretty much typical stuff. I'm having currently 102% chance to impale, which is important, and 97% chance to hit, so my damage is actually quite nuts on this setup. For the flask, I'm having here just a life flask, then Lion's Roar for probably the best melee flask here. Then we have a sulfur flask with freeze immunity, then a diamond flask with bleed immunity, and a Cinder Swallow Urn for the onslaught effect and some regen, basically, right? I was actually not playing with this one for quite some time until some viewer said like, hey, you're leap slamming around all the time, why the fuck do you actually have a Quicksilver Flask? And this is actually true. That's why I skipped the Quicksilver Flask here. Okay, let's take a look at the skill tree itself. Pretty generic stuff here. We have like crit multiplier stuff over here, crit multi over here. Our good old Transcendent Flash on the left side, which gives us 70% crit multi physical damage reduction. Sword notes over here, just life over here. Then we have our Impale stuff with Swift Skewering and the Forceful Skewering. That gives us the Impale effect and Impale chance, and the rest is just like sword notes with accuracy. Here we have the additional maximum resistance. Here we have a Might of the Meek. I wasn't like too sure how I should continue with this, okay? I actually had these nodes here, and those 3 were not existing before, and I was going up here to the life cluster and having Might of the Meek, getting those life nodes better, also the accuracy nodes better, and these ones here. It was actually quite fine, but in the end, when I hit like level 91 and I was actually finalizing the build, I was having like 87% hit chance, and this is why I skipped the life over here and took like Honed Edge for a lot of accuracy rating. Here's some more sword notes, multiplier notes, life, and the jewel slot. Alright, about the jewels here, as I said, we have Transcendent Flash on the left side, Might of the Meek over here. Don't take the... Oh, this one would actually work. This is actually my bad. I should actually just take this one. Wait a second. I was actually... I thought this is actually out of... in the circle, because all the big notes here... for example, this is a big note, Bloodletting, that gives me stats, obviously, like in the white text, right? Once the Might of the Meek, that empowers the small notes, but deactivates the big notes. As you see, when I mouse over Material Experience, there is nothing happening. And this is why I only took these 2, but I'm just saying, seeing that the circle do not cross this one, so it has to go over the middle here, right? So actually I can just take the Eagle Eye, and now I'm having 99% hit chance, what I think is better than this, yeah, 1.2% life reach, and since we're leeching as well. So pretty defensive characters with the Fortify. If you also want to make it more defensive, you can pick the Rampart cluster here. But as I said, I was taking away a couple of points just to get my accuracy going, because 87%, like as soon as you hit like 93, 94%, you should be fine, okay? Especially in this league with precision. You can also level up your precision a little bit higher. Mine is still on level 1, but the problem is I'm not having too much mana left, right? And precision will give you flat accuracy rating. So, okay, good. Next jewel, this is just double Pride Impale, which is a pretty generic stuff for any kind of Impale character, since you're getting like a total of like 30-40% more damage just because of those 2 additional hits here, right? Going for about 9 exalts. If you have the currency, you can take a precision mod on top of that. I decided to go with a flask charge when you deal a critical strike. Since this is a crit build, we crit a lot. This is basically, I have flasks up even on the boss, and this is why I have the flasks activated in the path of building as well, just because of this mod here, right? Better would be precision multiplier, but they go for like 90 exalts with the pride, so yeah, this is like for the big currency, right? And if you choose to go with any rare jewels, I have like multiplier, life, and resistance if you need that one. Okay, path of building link, as always, is in the description below. Let's take a look at the Pantheons. We have Soul of Solaris and Yugal, my standard setup for like less damage taken, also less cold damage taken, because this is a boss killer for Uber Elder and stuff. For the bandits, we helped Alira because this is a crit build. As always, if it's a crit build, help Alira. If it's a non-crit build, get the 2 skill points. Easy as that. Okay, what else to talk about? Cosmetics. We have here the Celestial Hood with the Holy Eyes, Transcendent Body Armor, Gloves, and Boots, Celestial Character Effect with the Celestial Footprints, Double Dark Prism Weapon with Double Celestial Effect. You have this like super celestial Dark Vader, like Darth Vader archetype of build, MTX setup, whatever. Then we have Lacerate, and this is just a fancy actual here. I have double the Celestial Blood and Sand and the Lacerate effect. And if you're wondering, do you have an indicator if you're in Blood stance or Sand stance? Yes, you have. Like now, this Sand stance here, as well as the Lacerate, is kind of greenish, okay? You see it over here. It's like greenish here on the side, so you know you're now in Sand stance. If you're switching to Blood stance, you see that this is actually getting way more red and purple, as well as the Lacerate itself. So in one hand you see it on your Lacerate, if it's purple you're in Blood stance, same as the aura here, and once you switch back to Sand stance you see everything is just getting like greenish. Alright, so pretty nice job here, GG, that you actually think about that one. Then we have Celestial Aura effect, Sin Leap Slam, where like the feathers here when you land. Blood and Sand, nothing. Invisible buff effect for the banner here, so this is something I don't really like when my character is having like such stupid banner on the top, so I just have the invisible buff effect, so it's just disappeared but still active, and the Monolith Aura effect coming from this league. So all in all, I have to say this is a very, very nice rounded character. Not the cheapest one if you're considering the items that we have here, at least like all the multi-modded stuff, Astral Plate and so on. Is kind of expensive, but in the end we're having like league day number 62 or something, so we're in the last month of the league. And if you still haven't gotten like 20-30 exalts by now, especially in this league where all you have to do is non-stop farming glacier maps, and you can do easily like 20-30 exalts every single day. You can farm burials, you can, like this league, I've never had a league before or never played a league before where it was so easy to make currency. So if you're still on your position where you sit here and say like, wait, wow, great build mbX, but I cannot afford it because it's 30, 40, 50 exalts, whatever it is. 2 months into the league, if you still don't have your 20 exalts on your stash, then you probably do something wrong, or Path of Exile is not the right game for you, because this is a grinding game. If you ask me, hey, how do you make currency, right? You can make currency with whatever you want. Mapping, low tier mapping, high tier mapping, bossing, delving, laps, flipping items. Like, you can do whatever, you just need to do something. Not stand here in hideout, watch an mbX video and comment, oh, I don't have currency, because in that time where you write a comment that you don't have currency, you could have at least like run 1 or 2 maps. And with glaciers, with the monolith stuff, yeah, probably that would be a Headhunter 150 exalts. There you go, there is your currency, okay? Okay. Hopefully a small explanation here, because I really don't accept these comments anymore. I'm basically just ignoring them when they say like, oh, so much currency spent. Like, I proved several times that you never have to spend a lot of currency, as well on the Impale Tornado Shot, where I don't even had level 20 gems, and Uber Elder was like a joke within like 2 minutes, you know? So getting 21, 23 gems or something, some are cheap, some are super expensive. Is it needed? No, it is not. But dude, I'm farming currency like non-stop. I still have like 48 exalts over here, which is actually not too much, but I have to sell so much for sale. And the problem is in this league, it starts to die, okay? The league is... It actually died already, okay? The league is like super dead already. It's really hard to sell something. Like all the items are basically... I don't even know how much I can sell from this character. We're gonna see about that. But yeah, enough QQ and crying and so on. Hope you will like this kind of a build. I had a lot of fun playing it. It's super fast for mapping, boss killing, everything. Also like Delph is super enjoyable with this build. And yeah, thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, and see you on the next video.